Everyone has recording access. We should be all good to go. Let's go to Vincent Richardson for the first question.
Hi, Matt. Obviously, a lot of the focus is still going to be on this game on the weekend. But looking a bit to the off season, I mean, how important is it going to be for you guys to sort of get some time to sort of work on player development and actually kind of build this young roster going forward, sort of looking forward into not just 2021, but as you start to try and build what you want to do here?
Yeah, like you said, my focus is really just on this game. To your point, I think obviously, young players have to be developed. I think, as I told them, what better development can you get as a young player than to play in a game like this? A team like the NFC South, champs coming in here in New Orleans Saints, on a mission to try to get a one seed, maybe a 2 seed. So to me, this is the ultimate in development. It's way more vital than anything else down the line. Now when we get there, obviously we'll attack those things as well. But we have a young roster. They've played a lot. Some of them more than they expected, and so great chance for them to finish it off. And then as we head in the off season, depending on what this year's off season brings, we'll try to do a great job with the guys as well.
Guys, I don't see any other hands raised right now. If someone else has another question for Coach, you turn your mic on. Go ahead, Mike.
Thanks, Preston. Hey, Coach. Happy New Year. As you look ahead to Sunday and with the guys that you aren't expecting to play, the thought that you gave us this week about these are essentially de facto playoff games for these guys in big settings and big moments, big opportunities. What are you looking for in terms of these guys stepping in and playing? Are you looking at execution? The ultimate goal obviously is to win, but are you looking at this as an evaluation opportunity as well as just trying to win a game?
Well, every game's an evaluation opportunity. Every game's a chance to go out there and show what you can do. I think the difference for our guys this game is this is the final impression. This is the last mark that you can leave in terms of, hey, this is who I am, or this is who I was this year as a football player. And so sometimes young players think, opportunities are endless. Opportunities come based upon what you've done previously. So this is a chance for guys to really show what they can do, this game and, heading into the off season. So, obviously we'd love to have Christian or Mike Davis playing, but they're not playing. So Rodney steps up and he's played well. It's an opportunity for him to go play. I just think, I want a team that goes out and expects to win and finds a way to win. The way you win is you guys play well. And, everyone that steps on the field has to play to the standard that we've set. We won last week versus a good team. We expect to win this week. We're playing a great team. And, the only way to win is for our guys to play well.
Just following that up, the last time you guys played New Orleans, they're another close game near the last shot opportunity kind of thing. Differences between New Orleans that you've seen on tape from that game to this game, and Breeze obviously is a difference that you guys will be contending with.
Yeah, they're running the ball at a really high level right now. We didn't play against Emmanuel Sanders last time. Their defense has been on a tear. They're playing great defense. I think last game, they were 12 of 14 on third down, so we couldn't quite get off the field. We couldn't get off the field, but we were 6 of 9 on third down. And, the game came down, as to a final third down where they got a sack, and that led up to us having to kick a field goal, and we weren't able to win the game. They scored a touchdown in 2 minutes as time expired, and we had the ball and we couldn't win in 2 minutes. So situational football, third down, 2 minute were the differences in that game. We've played them. We know how good they are. We're going to try to go play our best game and try to excel in those situational areas.
Let's go to Jonathan Alexander, followed by Steven Toronto.
Hey, man. Happy New Year. Question. I wonder, when did you all first realize you all needed to play Jeremy Chin at Sam linebacker a lot. And when was the first time you became confident that, he'd do a really good job at it? Because, realizing he had never played the position before.
I think in the draft process, that was the vision we had for him, that he could be a nickel Sam, potentially, base / nickel Sam, and then potentially play in the secondary. So I think that was part of the vision as we went through the draft process and evaluating him. Then getting him here, we started him there from day one. So, and obviously not having a chance to look at him. So that's where we trained him. And some of the other things that he's done along the way have just been a result of seeing him day in and day out. So we had high expectations for him. We thought we got a tremendous player when we traded up to draft him, and he has not disappointed.
Hey, Coach, Happy New Year. There was an NFL Network report a couple of days ago that Jerry Reese was considered a person of interest given his link to you going back to the Giants. I know you've been wanting to defer questions about next year to after the Saints game, but can you describe the relationship that you have with Jerry Reese and or exactly what role he's played in your career so far?
Yeah, I'm just respectfully, and hope you understand this, but I'm not going to talk about anything, GM search wise. I'll defer that to Bruce, and I'm caught up in this game and trying to make sure that we do a great job, going out and trying to find a way to win this game, prepare, and then win a game.
Let's go to Darren Gant, followed by Joe Person.
Matt, when you think about all those young guys on defense, can you sort of describe where in the spectrum of knowing what they're supposed to do versus finished product that those guys are as a whole? I mean, does it seem like as a group they get it, or ahead of pace, behind pace, where you want them to ultimately be?
You're saying just the young players, Darren?
Yeah, primarily, yes.
Yeah, I think the young players, they're just scratching the surface of what they can be. They haven't even had an off season with us. They have so much potential and have a long way to go. I mean, you look out there, you get Brian Burns as a second-year player, first year in our system. Dante Jackson, Keys, they're third-year players, first year in our system, plus all the rookies. I mean, so there's a lot of potential for a lot of growth, a lot of opportunity for a lot of growth. I think this will be a huge offseason for them.
What are the particular things that they missed out on by not having those, 1,500 reps you've referenced in the past? I mean, are there specific things that you look for in going from year one to year two?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say the details and the techniques and the keys. Those things have to be learned traits. Erickson says it takes 10 years or 10,000 hours. For me, I would always say it takes 1,000 reps. So just those reps on all those things. Situationally, third down. Reading, run, pass. I mean, everything comes from practice and comes from meetings. And so we had a lot of good meetings on the virtually, but you have to do it live. You have to get feedback. You have to get corrected. You have to come back and redo it again. It's like I can watch a YouTube video on how to swing a golf club, and I can, mimic all the things, but I can't swing. I have to go out there and do it and correct myself and do it and get feedback and do it. So that's what the off season would have brought had we had it.
Hey, Matt, you have in recent weeks looked like, or you or Joe have been doing a little change of pace in the backfield with Rodney and with Mike. With Mike out, might you use kind of Alex a little more in that role on Sunday?
Alex will have a role. Trenton Cannon will have a role. Curtis has, when we've been able to, he's played tailback. So I think those four guys will all pick up the slack.
Go to Skylar Callahan, the Nick Carboni.
Hey, Matt, jumped on a little late, so sorry if this has been asked already. But Curtis Samuel, he's jumped up his catch percentage up about 20 to 30 points from last year. Just what have you seen from him that has made him so much more effective and more reliable?
I can't speak to the reliability because I wasn't out. I don't know what was being asked of him last year. I just think he's gone from being sort of an outside receiver to being an all-purpose, all over the field type guy. As I said all year, he makes all the blocks, catches the ball, controls the middle of the field, catches the ball in the middle of the field, runs the football, catches the ball out of the backfield. I mean, he's so tremendously versatile that people have a hard time distinguishing, like, hey, what personnel are they in? Are they in three receivers or are they in two backs because of his ability to play both? I just think he's a dynamic player and is really, really dependable as well. So in terms of being reliable, I think he's tremendously reliable for us.
Hey, Matt, my question was about Curtis as well. It's more from him as in a mentality standpoint. When you guys had conversations with him earlier in the year, or, when he was out there and you called on him in a fourth down run up the middle, I think in Atlanta, and obviously he's been more involved in the run game and, carrying tacklers last week. What's kind of his mental makeup? What did you notice about him then? And how does he fit into the culture that you've wanted to build here?
I think if you go back and listen to me talk about him early, it's exactly that run. That run, he could have run out of bounds. A lot of guys run out of bounds on those plays. He's just a tough guy. He's everything, that I like in a football player. He's dynamic, he's explosive, he's athletic, but he's also tough, dependable, works hard, can be corrected, can be coached. Really low maintenance, great teammate, does all the odd jobs, the dirty jobs. He's a football player. And I can't say enough good things about Curtis.
Let's go to Vincent Richardson, followed by Vashti Hurt.
Hey, Megan. You've mentioned a few times in recent weeks sort of how sort of flexible and adaptable this defense has had to be, partly just due to the sort of the injuries that you've had up front in particular. How much is that something that you kind of it's something you now know you can be going forwards, and how much it's just something you've had to do in the moment and you'd plan to be more sort of philosophically tied to a certain approach going forwards?
Well, Phil's always been versatile. He's always, given people multiple looks. So we want to teach guys a base and then have things that fall off of it. I think the biggest key is I've always liked coaches who can coach to their talent. Here's our best players. Let's put them in a position to be great. Not here's my system. Hey, this guy doesn't fit. That's a prevailing mindset in many places, but Phil's done a great job, and his staff's done a great job of saying, hey, Burns is a difference maker. Let's utilize him. All right. Chin, how can we utilize him? How can we utilize Shaq? How can we utilize all these guys? So I think they've done a great job of utilizing their players. And, at the same time, other guys who just play more traditional roles. Like Dante, I think's given up one catch in the last two games or two catches in the last two games. So you get Dante back and all of a sudden you start playing really much better defense. And other people start having, getting more sacks and all those things, but it's because Dante's just playing so well in the secondary. So there's always a give and take to that. But I think, we want to be a unit that can morph, can be versatile, can always take advantage of our players and what they do well.
Hi, Coach. It's been a long season. I'm just curious what how practice has been this week. I'm sure that guys may be tired, or how has the energy level been at practice as you guys look to finish the season strong?
I've been pleased. I thought they practiced well. I haven't watched the tape from today. Wednesdays have become a little bit unique this year in that, guys can't really be in the building working with us on Monday or Tuesday. Week coaches can't be in the building. So Wednesday is kind of the start of the week now. But we have a resilient group. Some guys are going to get some opportunities to play due to injury, and they've been working. So I've been nothing but pleased with our guys all year, including this week, with the way that they come in here and attack things.
Go back to Joe Person for the next question.
Hey, Matt, I don't know that we asked you this after the game, but did you look like on some of the replays you had a chance to talk to Ron afterward in Washington? Just wondered kind of what, kind of what that conversation was like, if you don't mind sharing.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to Ron before the game for a long time. I mean, he was unbelievably gracious to me, and we talked about all things Carolina. Talked about where we live, where they lived. We talked about our kids. We talked about Linda O'Hara, who was his assistant, who now is with me. So we talked about football. We talked. I've got 2 players I coach at Temple that play for him. So I mean, we talked about a lot of different things. But he's such a class act and tremendous person. And so we had a chance. And then after the game, Joe just wished me well, and I wished him well. So hopefully they play great this week.
All right, guys. Looks like that's going to do it. Coach, we appreciate your time.
Thanks, guys.